Barakatah Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. Welcome to another live lesson. The name of this one is Let's See Your Devotion When You Lose Everything. I was just meditating earlier today on these individuals that during the YouTube era, they woke up, to knowing that they were Israelites, learn the breakdowns, learn all the intricacies and mysteries of the scriptures, and now all of a sudden they're the so-called authorities. They're going to tell everybody how everything is broken down. They're going to give everybody the right understanding on this, the right understanding on that, because, the elders went off on this, that, and the other, whatever the case may be. But these same individuals that are out here doing that have never really been through anything. They never really been through anything. Now when you lose your women, for teaching this truth, when you lose your children for teaching this truth, when you lose your status for teaching this truth, when you lose jobs for teaching this truth, when you lose the affection of your immediate family that you were close with for teaching this truth, when you lose your car or your home for this truth, when you lose your freedom for a certain period of time for this truth, then you could come and talk to us about your devotion to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Because then and only then truly will you be vetted, for lack of better words, and believed to be a man of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. And we say this with all humility because we hope and pray that we are the men of the Lord Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. But a lot of you guys that are out there that are causing this stir, this ruckus, this nonsense out here, changing up the doctrine, a lot of you guys never been through anything. You never really been through no hardships in this truth as far as losing things for the truth. And I found this, online before I started. I was trying to find something along, just dealing with the loss of everything. And this is what it says, is mostly it is loss which teaches us about the worth of things. That is a true statement. And what it teaches you the most, is of your devotion to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, to be able to go through these losses and hardships and to still have that ability and the inspiration from the Lord Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi and the drive to still be faithful, to still be obedient, to still, be willing to subject yourself to this fire, that purges us, day by day. I just want to get this precept that came to mind, just hold it up. This is one of my very favorites. So I just want to hold this, and we go through the same precepts over and over again because pretty much the scriptures are going to tell us the same story over and over again. But also what I did, besides mostly it is loss, matter of fact, mostly it is loss, which teaches us about the worth of things. All right. Also, I typed in lose everything meaning. It says to have all one's possessions taken away or destroyed. Because nothing more detrimental and let's see, there's another word for it. Nothing more detrimental or give a person the lack of interest or desire to continue on something than loss. All right. I just got a couple of precepts, we're going to go through. And like I said, I was just meditating on this with these individuals that are talking all this crazy madness and, bringing up all these wild, wayward doctrines, which the scriptures tell us about that, about the false prophets and about the truth being attacked and many different heresies being brought up. But these same individuals never been through anything. They've never really been through anything. But anyways, be it as it may. Matthew chapter 13 and 20 says, but he that received the seed into stony places, the same as he that heareth the word, and now with joy receiveth it. And this is why, this is one of the scriptures that comes to mind when we mention to individuals out there that a lot of you individuals do not know what you're involved in. You really don't know the seriousness of this. Another one would be he that began to build, they make mockery of him because he was not able to finish, because he really didn't, count the cost of what it is that they're involved in. This truth is a very important, very serious thing. This is not a thing of entertainment. This is not a thing of, you do it whenever you feel like doing it. This is something that takes all of your time and devotion, and energy to deal with, because the constant worry, that comes with the knowledge, the worry of brothers, the worry of the doctrine being taught the right way, the worry of yourself, and keeping up under yourself and trying to walk in this truth, and everything else that comes along with it, pretty much, can break or bug anybody's mind out, and that also brings, breaking down of health, stress and all that breaks down to breaking down your health. Them got individuals out there never lost their health, never lost their wealth for this truth, So come talk to us when you are able to go through all these things and still remain faithful to Yahawah Bahasham. Then you can have something that you could talk about, and you could say that, okay, well, I am devoted to this truth because so and so and such and such. And like I said, I'm just speaking, this is just a generalized way of me being able to express that a lot of these individuals that are coming up now are not or have not been through anything, any hardship that would actually deem them to be worthy of this truth. All right, it says, yet hath he not rooted himself, but dureth for a while. Right, because anyone can endure for a little while. For when tribulation or persecution arises because of the word, by and by he is offended. And remember, Yahawashi said, many shall be offended in me. All right, now the next precept I have is in the book of James 2:18. It says, yea, a man may say, thou hast faith and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works. So when you have this perfect storm of tribulation and anguish coming upon you, and you're still able to function, hold down the school, hold down your teachings, hold down being able to go out to the camp, keep your sanity, then you could truly say that you believe in this truth, and that you've actually sacrificed something for this truth, for this faith. And don't get me wrong, it's through the spirit and power of Yahawah Bahasham that we can receive anything. Beginning with the ability to fight, the ability to stand firm, the ability to stay strong, the ability, to have the inspiration to continue to teach this word, in the face of all of these adversities. It's not an easy thing, but guess what? It can be done through the spirit and power of Yahawah Bahasham, because the men of the Lord, are given that. Remember, the scriptures say that they follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. Yahawashi said, if they have persecuted me, they're going to persecute you. This is one way you know who the men of the Lord are. It says, thou believest that there is one power, thou doest well. The devils also believe and tremble. But wilt thou know, O vain man, that faith without works is dead? Was not Abraham our father justified by works when he offered Isaac his son upon the altar? Seest thou how faith wrought with his works, and by works was faith made perfect? All right. So that's the main point on that. Now let's go to Peter. This is another one of my favorites. 1 Peter 1:6. Wherein you greatly rejoice, though now for a season. Why? Because when we hear this word, when we see brothers teaching it in the right way, we rejoice. We are elated. And we're also elated if the Spirit has us catch something from a different group that they're going off and we corrected and they acknowledged, that they were wrong and they corrected, we rejoice in that. And the fact that, yes, they finally got it. Just like when the IUIC, when the Bishop Nathaniel started calling on the names of the Lord before he went back to that dark area where he's at, we rejoiced in that. We rejoiced and we're happy that the brother got better. And on top of that he was calling on the name. We were actually very elated, very happy, because we said, okay, well, maybe the oil is coming back on him. But you see the fruits of it now. It says that the trial of your faith, though now, wherein you greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if need be, you are in heaviness through manifold temptations. Manifold temptations, hardships, and nothing more detrimental than, I just deal with the brothers, nothing more detrimental than a man losing his woman and his children, and still be able to function in this society and still be able to maintain his integrity to the Lord Yahawah Bahasham and this truth, to be able to continue to teach. See? And you brothers out there that have been teaching for a while, during the YouTube era, that you have responsibilities, men that look up to you. Things that you're going through that affecting your life, that are affecting your well-being, your mind, and still have to be strong enough to be able to, be strong enough so that those brothers, can have a shoulder to lean on. It says that the trial of your faith being much more precious than of gold that perisheth, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahawashi HaMashiach. That's why, the scripture says, blessed is, Yahawashi said it, blessed is that servant whom when his Lord cometh finds so doing. Doing what? Doing this work. It says, whom having not seen, you love. So how do we know that we love Yahawah Bahasham? Because of the fire, inspiration, the drive, and the passion that the Lord still has in us to do this work. In the midst of all of the hardships that we have gone through and endured in this truth, some stuff you brothers and sisters out there don't even know about. It says, in whom though now you see him not, yet believing you rejoice with joy unspeakable and full of glory. Right, because we see and we know that the kingdom of heaven is coming. And we know that all of our efforts that we have put into this word is not going to be in vain. The Apostle Paul spoke about that in the book of Hebrews, that the Lord is not unfaithful to forget your deeds in love. So there is a reward coming. Remember when Peter spoke to Yahawashi, he asked him, he said, Lord, we gave up everything. What are we going to receive in return? And Yahawashi said, you that had given up women, your wives and your children and your houses and land, whatever, shall receive 100-fold. Because we are joint heirs with Yahawashi. And that's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for the Lord to come back to give us more, more than anything that we've ever lost in this life. Because, we lost women, we lost children, but really, those women belonged to somebody else before we got with them. But the point is, you had a bond there. You had no children, and that makes the bond even tighter. You may have had a decent job, and then you lost that job. You probably was doing pretty good, and then when you lost that job, you started, having to cut back on a lot of things, a certain lifestyle that you may were used to living. These are all parts of the hardships. So let's move on from there to Romans 8 and 18. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. And this is heavy, because although it seems like our world is caving in, or was caving in, or is caving in, the glory that's going to be revealed in us is not compared to it. But the reason why we lean on that more and more is because we're in the flesh. And we're subject to those same passions. We're subject to this hell. You know, and we have not been fully perfected yet, except for in our understanding. But being in this flesh takes a toll on us. Even though we know that the kingdom of heaven is coming, even though that we know that we're going to receive a reward for the losses that we've suffered, for the sacrifices. Because that's what the Apostle Paul said. We're supposed to sacrifice these things. Let's go to the book of Romans again, and we'll come back to the other one. Romans 12:1. It says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. And these bodies are weak. But what did Yahawashi tell the Apostle Paul? My strength is made perfect in weakness. See? In these infirmities. So these guys are not going through stuff like that. They really ain't got like super duper ailment. I mean, they may have, you know, because of that bullshit that they eat, you know. But you know, as far as really going through losses, you know, like of family members, and especially dealing with a man and his woman. You know how Jake is about their woman and about their children. You know, that's a hard one to get over. There's a parable Yahawashi spoke about, a guy that got a new job, a guy that bought new land, a guy that you know, that got with a new woman. They needed to be excused to be with their woman. We even had that happen in Connecticut. You know, we hear speak about the brother every once in a while, and we love the brother. You know, brother Mike. You know, one time he came to the school. Yeah, well, you know, I read the law. You know, it says that, you know, a man, you know, gets with a new woman. You know, he could take a year off. He was trying to use that to justify him taking time off. You know, which back in, you know, in the ancient world, yeah, that did happen when you wouldn't go to war. You know, even though we're in a spiritual warfare, we're not in a physical combat right now. So you really can't use that in this time. But that's how Jake is with their woman. All right. It says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. And really, if you put your mind to it, right, and you think about, you know, success, right? I'm not talking about that other kind of success. But in success, you're going to have failures, you're going to have losses, you're going to have sacrifice in order to achieve your ultimate goal, which will be your goals and aspirations. You know, well, and this truth is the same thing, but it's the payoff and the payment for the sacrifices for this is going to be far greater than anything you could receive in this life. Because the things that you receive in this life, even though you sacrifice for it, you could still lose it. But the sacrifices that we make it for the kingdom of heaven cannot be lost. I don't care what Bishop Nathaniel says. That after 1,000 years, you know, the Gog and Magog, not just Gog and Magog, gonna come back and take us down and then put us back in captivity for 1,000 years. That's madness. It says that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High, and that's what it's all about. Sacrifice for, you know, being a teacher, endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahawashi, right? So that you can perfect the saints, as it speaks of in Ephesians. Now let's go back to Romans 8:18. For I reckon that the suffering of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. And we see many times when individuals lost their women, lost their jobs, you know, lost the love of the closeness with their, you know, immediate family, or just different things that happen where the individual was catching so much hell that they just could not hold on to this truth anymore. They cast the truth right behind them. You know, like it speaks about in the Apocrypha. Not being able to, you know, you cast her off, you know, ere it belong. So like I said, these guys ain't really going through nothing. They really ain't really going through any substantial shit in the truth to cement their, you know, their claim, you know, to be in these individuals that now they're going to take over, you know, and they're going to show everybody the right way to do it. You don't know the half, man. You know, the half of, you know, the apostles, the bishops, you know, that have gone through. You know, we speak about certain things here and there just to help, you know, build up your brother's spirits, your sister's spirits when you're going through stuff. but you don't know the half of the shit that we've been through, you know. And we don't make it our business to talk about it all the time. Every once in a while we'll say it just for the sake of you. Look, you ain't the only one going through that, you know. Because when you hear that another person is going through what you're going through, you're like, wow, I didn't know you was going through that, but I thought I was the only one. So it helps build up your faith, you know. And that's the reason why the Apostle Paul spoke about all those tribulations that he was going through. He said so it would embolden the listeners and the believers to go out and do the same thing that he was doing. Because he suffered those tribulations, but guess what? The Lord delivered him out of those. And the last one, he didn't deliver him because it was time for him to go back in the spirit world. And that's when he appealed to Caesar. So this is Romans 8:33. And it says, who shall lay anything to the charge of the Most High's elect? It is the Most High that justifieth. Who is he that condemneth? It is Yahawashi that died, yea, rather, that is risen again, who is even at the right hand of the Most High, who also maketh intercession for us. So we have the Most High in the heavens. That's riding for us. We have Yahawashi in the heavens, who's riding for us. You know, we have the angels. We have the brothers and sisters, whoever they may be, that passed, that are part of the elect up in the heavens, praying for us. It says, who shall separate us from the love of Yahawashi? Shall tribulation, or distress, or persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or peril, or sword? So when these guys, and that's why we tell brothers, you know, a lot of you guys don't understand what you're involved in. Because when these things come upon you, you act as if it's something strange. Matter of fact, since I mentioned that, let's go to, what is it, Hebrews 4? No, 1 Peter 4. That's 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 12. It says, beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you. See? But rejoice inasmuch as you are partakers of Yahawashi's sufferings. So if the guy gets offended, that means he doesn't really understand what he's involved in. When the apostles and them got beat for teaching the name of Yahawashi, what did they do? Did they go, oh man, this is messed up, man. See, we stood up for the Lord, man, and this the thanks we get? You know, probably, you know, had a gauze, you know, probably had some blood on his head, or probably had a black eye or a busted lip. Yeah, man, this some fucked up shit, man. Man, I'm out of here. I'm beating our ass, man, for the Lord's supposed to defend us. But that's what it took. You know? And they rejoiced in that they were counted worthy to suffer shame for the Lord's name. But guys, read that and they gloss right by it. They want to go to Revelation and get all the deep breakdowns, but then all of the nuggets that help build up your faith, that help, you know, establish you in this present faith, that help build up your spiritual, you know, your spiritual being, you cast that to the side. Oh, this is boring. Yeah, but that's what the essence is. Of course, we're supposed to learn the prophecies and the history and all of that, but also, you know, it's up to you to pray to Yahawashi if you're part of the elect, to help build your inner, you know, inside of you, your spirit, that inner fortitude. It says that when his glory shall be revealed, you may be glad also with exceeding joy, right? If you be reproached for the name of Yahawashi, which we have been many times, still are, happy are ye, for the spirit of glory and of the Most High resteth upon you. So we must be doing something right. Barakatah Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. On their part, he is evil spoken of, but on your part, he is glorified. And what does that mean? That means you have these individuals that here it is, will break something down the right way, and they'll turn around and try to break it down another way. So they're speaking evil of it. But we're glorifying the Lord. You know? And they're doing it deceitfully. We're doing it in honesty. So back to Romans 8:36, as it is written, for thy sake are we killed all the day long. We are counted as sheep for the slaughter. Right, we're like sheep for the slaughter. We don't have any power. We're like worms. We're powerless, except for our prayers, you know, and the things that we do for the Lord, Yahawah Bahasham, building up our spiritual bank accounts, waiting on the Lord to do something for us, because we don't have any strength on our own to do it. Hey, didn't King David, or you guys just sitting there, nobody gonna come out the sky. Well, wait a minute, didn't King David say, who shall stand up for me against the strong city? Was he not a man after the Lord's heart? Was he not a mighty man? So why did he pray and say that? Think about it. Nay, in all things we are more than conquerors. And that's the key. We are conquerors because the Spirit of the Lord made us that way. Through him that loved us, which is Yahawashi. Yahawashi, made it through. And he said, what? He said, lo, I am with you always, even unto the end. For I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, which is in Yahawashi Mashiach, our Lord. See? And that's why knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy times, because it teaches you, well, we have to suffer. There's no other way. So when it comes upon you, instead of freaking out, you'll be able to embrace it and say, well, you know what? The Lord said, I would have to go through this. Oh, Yahawah, Bahasham, please give me the spirit to be able to deal with this situation. Until I become strong enough that it doesn't bother me anymore. Let's see what else we got. 2 Corinthians 10:17, but he that glorieth, let him glory in the Lord, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. For not he that commendeth himself is approved, but whom the Lord commendeth. Right, and these guys are commending themselves. See? We're being commended by Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. How? By the things that we teach. Right, and this last one here, Isaiah 48:10, behold, I have refined thee, but now with silver I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. And the scriptures say, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, for whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth and rebuketh often. So let's see you keep that same devotion when you lose everything, when you're in hardships. Let's see you be able to still maneuver and function. When your woman leaves you, or when you lose things that are most precious unto you. When you've gone through so much hell in your mind that you feel like you're at the brink of insanity. Let's see you, gird up your loins and be strong and still be able to function and push forward. You dig? So with that, I pray that you brothers and few sisters have been edified. I hope this message, was, encouraging to you and help soothe your spirit, because I know brothers and sisters out there going through a lot of shit. So hopefully this will be, something to exhort, and comfort your spirit, in these hard, demonic ass days. Shalom.